Um, right, guys, it's time for me to tell everyone about my experience with Luke Sample's coaching program, the infamous coaching program, which I first heard about on the Warrior Forum. I think it was on a thread. I think it was on affiliate payload, where Luke chimed in and basically said how the product was rubbish, and it was just a bunch of generic information which is not going to make anyone any money because, you know, it's just not specific enough. So my first reaction was, who the beep is this guy telling everyone how a certain product is basically rubbish? And so I PM'd him, and we got talking, PM back and forth. And long story short, I started the coaching on the 13th of October, and today is the 9th of December, so I am just 4 days shy of 2 months. And my experience has been, it's been a roller coaster actually, because of the main reason being I'm not from America. I'm from England, sunny Manchester. I'm just being sarcastic, it's always raining in Manchester. But yeah, not being from the States meant I had a few more sort of hurdles and quirks to figure out before I could really ramp this thing up. But so that took me sort of October and a lot of November, actually all of November, to really sort out. But even with all that, I think I ended up like making $1,000 in November, which is nothing to brag about, but I'm just giving you guys an idea of, you know, with all the challenges, I still ended up, you know, with the grand in the green. So, but December is where things get really interesting because I finally managed to have a really good system set up in place. And I'll just show you guys some of my results, or actually just tell you some of my results. And let me pull up this spreadsheet. Right, where are we? Summary, aha. Right, my highest days in from December the 1st to December the 8th, my highest day has been $365.85. My lowest day was $237.25. And in the 8 days coming up to, you know, yesterday, I have made $2,050.32, which is just over 250 bucks a day. And this is me being sort of really lazy, because I'm just a lazy guy by nature. And so, but I'm really ready to, you know, really take this thing to the next level now, because I have a very good understanding of it, having done it for you know 6 to 8 weeks, and having Luke explain this to me as time went on. So those are the numbers. Yes, they are impressive, but I think it's important to also talk about the coaching in general, and what I think as to who the perfect student might be. And I'll just start off by telling you guys a little bit of my background. I just graduated from university this summer, studied business management, and I am not the most tech savvy person. You know, I can turn on a computer, God bless. So that just gives you an idea of, you know, where I am. Oh man, I'm ashamed to even say this on camera. I might edit this later, but you know. My highest month so far in the instant marketing realm was $50. I managed to make $50 in 1 month. Woohoo! So, you know, it's not like I've been in this for years and, you know, I really know what I'm doing. So I've gone from, you know, making $50 a month to potentially what's definitely going to be a minimum of 7,000-8,000 easily. Even if I just maintain what I'm doing now, I will easily get to 8K, 8 grand this month. And my goal with all this is to get to $1,000 a day, because that's something I've always sort of aspired to, and I don't know why, it's just a number that just came to me when I was, you know, slightly younger. So which I am definitely gonna hit sometime in January, maybe early Feb. And for anyone who is okay, you know, when you first get in touch with Luke, your first objection is going to be, gee, this is really expensive. I mean, I just finished university and this is more expensive than what I paid for university for any 3-month period. And I really, really, really hope you guys can, look past the hefty, expensive price tag, because let me put it this way. The rev share that I'm going to end up paying Luke for 3 months is going to completely dwarf, it's going to completely destroy the coaching fee. The coaching fee is chump change compared to what you're going to be making and what I'm going to end up making eventually with this. And this is not something that, you have to have Luke with you to do. Once you learn the method, you can utilize this even on your own, for many years to come. So it is definitely worth paying every single cent. It's surpassed my expectations. I figured when I started, $100 a day, and I'll be happy. But this has just totally blown me away. And let's talk about Luke as a coach. I think he is very good, just very down to earth, and it's almost like you're talking to a friend. And he's also very proactive in the sense that I'll give you guys an example. When I got to 200 a day, I was happy. I thought, I'm made. My future is safe. So I get on the phone with Luke and I'm like, bro, I'm hitting 200 a day. I'm really happy now, And he's like, why don't you go for 500? So, he sort of pushed me to go to 500. I haven't had a $500 a day yet. Like I told you before, my max is 365, which I had the day before yesterday. And but I mean, I'll have a $500 day within 2 weeks. By the end of this year, I'll definitely be doing $500 a day. And would I recommend his coaching? Well, yeah, of course. I've just shown you some of my numbers, and this is obviously me being very lazy and I have spent quite a bit of time on this. Maybe 2 hours a day, which is quite a lot. So for anyone, yes, you can buy those ebooks, you can buy those DVD sets, but I think you really need someone to, because what happens is, even if you have a system where you get 95% of all the pieces of the puzzle, unless there is someone to show you exactly what to do, that 5% that you're missing is just motivationally and motivationally you're going to think, oh, I don't know if this is going to work, and you just put it on the shelf, and next thing you know, you're off to buy another product, which is a joke. And what I love about Luke is he's told me he's got quite a few techniques to make a lot of money. And when we had our first call, he said to me, I'm going to put you on this particular technique, and which is also the easiest way to get to $500 a day, I have been told. So, which, is, I definitely agree with that. Had I been a little bit more, hardworking like, a lot of people are, if I put in 8 hours a day, I would have been doing these numbers, way ahead of time. But, it's just the way it is. I'm lazy. I'm not going to apologize for that. So, we went with the technique, and he's done a very good job of not confusing me, because I'm very ADHD. I just go from one thing to another, and he's made sure that I stick to this. I at least get to 500 a day doing this, and then he's going to show me another technique, so I have a couple of things by the time my coaching is over to make money from, which just shows how much the guy really knows. And I think we really do live in the information age, in the sense that really it's all about the information that you have. And if you have the right information, if someone can plug in the right information in your head, you can literally make grands every single day without a lot of hard work, really. And it's because I'm doing all the work myself, but sometime in January I'm gonna hire some people who I'm gonna outsource. Easily you could outsource easily 80-90% of this one technique, one version of one technique. And once that's done, I'll be doing $300, $400, $500 a day doing that, and then I can move on to another technique. So it just goes to show that this is basically freaking awesome. University was a joke. I spent 3 years in that shithole. Learned stuff that I'm never going to use in real life. I mean, I remember reading books which were like this thick, thinking to myself, why should I read a book written by a guy who's probably dead? You know what I mean? I'm living in the dark ages. So this is just pretty awesome. I don't really know what else to say. Seriously, if you follow everything he tells you to do, you can't not make money. It's just impossible. Statistically, it's impossible. You do what he tells you to do, you will make money. It's just as easy as that. And to be honest with you, I don't even know why he's teaching this to other people, because he could just as easily keep this to himself and, you know, keep all the money to himself. So it's just I can't even talk. I'm confused. I don't even know what to say, because this just rocks. This rocks. Look past the hefty price tag, beg, borrow, steal, whatever you have to do, somehow get the 2-3 grand, whatever he's charging nowadays, and, you know, just pay it to him. Get it all out of the way so you can just make some serious money for once. I know a lot of people, I've spoken to a lot of people in the IM world, and, you know, people are struggling to make, like, you know, $50 a day, $100 a day. With this, you can have your first $100, $200 day within, you know, 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. And I'm not kidding you. It really is that simple. It's like connecting the dots. It's weird because when Luke talks to me, it's almost like he can see the Matrix. And I feel like I'm Neo and he's Morpheus, and he's like, stop trying to make money and just make money. So yeah, I definitely recommend the coaching, and this is seriously life-changing. I mean, my life has changed. I got out of uni and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna have to do the 9 to 5 slaving away like a lot of my friends are still doing. And I'm really not designed for the corporate world, because I remember going for a job interview, this is a few months back, and the first thing they told me to do was, you're gonna have to cut your hair and you're gonna have to start shaving. And, you know, that's like, I love my hair, sorry. So really, it's just a lot of freedom. My life is just turned upside down, and the future looks really bright. And the first thing I'm gonna do actually when I get my first batch of checks in is put aside, you know, the 2-3 grand for another 3 months of coaching. So that just goes to show how much faith I have in the system and the coaching itself. And hope you guys sign up, and I'll see you on the other side.